the comic industry really does just amplify the worst of the worst. And unfortunately, it creates these behaviors where these people are just complete narcissists. And it's really, really sad to watch. Rob Liefeld has apparently fallen into a trap right here where he's done this. And as he's doing pretty well selling his books on Whatnot and other crowdfund type sites, he's gotten himself back some mainstream press again, coming out with like 1 or 2 books a year. And it's just something that's like, it's sad to watch this guy really just denigrate an independent artist who's trying to make it and who was excited to win his little art contest here. And you can see some of the art, like there's a piece of it. Beautiful stuff that was made, and it deserves to have a cover on the Youngblood issue. And Rob Liefeld promised it, and it looks like he did go back on his promise and then just completely personally attack this person, block him, and just act like a terrible comic industry person like usual. I mean, this is so sad that they all act like this, but we've been covering it, and it's just an entitled culture. It's a narcissistic culture. All these people think they're just rock stars. And it's just the way things are set up. You go into these companies where it's like Marvel and DC, you've got these like slobbering fanboys who see you at conventions. That's your only social interaction because you're staring at an artboard in your basement for like 14 hours a day. It leads to psychological problems over the years. It's not a healthy lifestyle, and that's exactly what comics has become at this point. So we need to change the culture. We need to bring it back. We need to bring it back to independent art, independent characters, and actually changing things for the good so that we can remove this kind of cultural impact off of the comic industry, because it does cycle through everything, and then you add the little left-wing politics to it. And it just becomes what Marvel and DC are now. So we're working to change the comic culture for the better, my friends. And you do that in a couple ways. Working very, very hard. You can't just do an issue a year with like 50 variant covers and that crap. That's old pub mindset right there. We just put out new books constantly, and of course stories, and make it about reading first. That's number one. And number two, you have to have explicitly Christian and conservative values, and that's what makes superheroes great anyway. I mean, it all stems from Christian values in the 1930s, 1940s of the culture that got carried on, and that's why the new ones don't resonate quite as bad. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here, guys. I also have a comic book Substack, so I want you to start reading, my friends. If you get right here, I'm posting a page a day, which apparently my most recent post did not go up, so I'm going to have to hurry up and get those on here for you guys. Oops. I've been really busy over the weekend. If you guys didn't notice go back to my channel a couple days ago. I got my whole office flooded, lost my entire comic collection, just completely destroyed. And then I had a mainstream comic pros from Ethan Van Sciver's camp attacking me over losing my comic collection. You can't make this stuff up. So it's been a hard week, and I'm trying to get back to it. I took a day off yesterday. I was just like, my back went out just because I was trying to haul and move all those books for like a couple days, seeing if I could dry anything out. And oops, I hurt myself doing so. But I'll get back to posting this. This is where my comics are at. I'm posting a page a day because, like I said, it's about reading. It's about actual stories. It's about getting you invested in characters. And what I see is the webcomic community is the future, and that's where things are at. People actually care about getting you reading, and then you patronize them. It's like a patron of the arts sort of situation where you come in and say, yes, I want to support this person. And that way, the more I can get on here, the more I can just produce the art and produce the stories I want and that I really want to tell as an independent artist without having to worry about like launching a crowdfund. Like, is this concept something like that's like, like right for market right now? It's more about just like extending pure artistry. And that's what independent art's all about. So get on here, guys, sign up. You can read all this Flying Sparks for free. I also have exclusive comics for the paid subscribers. So while again, we give more, and I've seen there's webcomics with thousands of paid subscribers out there, and we give more content than any of those guys. Those guys are like, oh, we give you the page early, and it's just literally people supporting their art, right? It's really awesome, and that's exactly where I'm trying to cultivate that community. So if this resonates with you guys, let's build this community for conservative Christians here who actually want to make the arts. This is something that we don't have on our side as well as like the mainstream does. But I give 2 different comics that I'm posting monthly, as 4 pages a month for each of them on here as well. It's also same stuff as on my Subscribe Star. So if you want to be on the Subscribe Star, that's a great place too. This one's dedicated to comics. It's in the description below. Thanks for being here and signing up and listening to our spiel. It's very important. I always get the complaints in the comments. Oh, why do you spiel? It's like, it's my channel, number one. And number two, like, I'm trying to get you to read comics. That's the only reason I'm doing this. Like, that is the whole purpose here, because you have to these days. You have to get out there. You have to talk about topics that get you in, and then people will come to the comics. Otherwise, nobody finds the comics, and then you're just spinning your wheels. And we don't want that to happen here, because these books deserve to be read. They really do. So, Rob Liefeld lambasts Youngblood fan art contest winner after failing to give a promise cover. So, Eric Nineltowski, the creator of Shadow Sentry, posted this saying, any hopes of having my art on Youngblood cover has been destroyed. Rob has apparently reneged and is not keeping his word. Disappointing to say the least. I'm going to have it colored, though, show him what he's missing. And this is after he went into the Facebook group and said, will my winning art for the card contest be a part of this batch as well? Super excited to hear when that will be on a Youngblood cover. Thanks, counting the hours. And then Rob Liefeld just says, no. Will it be on any cover? This one here. Nope. So it will not be. So he says it will not be on any cover. Rob reneged on this, and he did show this. Congrats, our Youngblood art contest winner. It'll work out an opportunity to feature this as a cover in 2025. Thank you all to the amazing entries and many talented participants. So he did say this was a contest that he attempted to do last year, saying it would be on a cover in 2025, and he explicitly says nope here. Doesn't give an explanation. Doesn't like talk to the guy, doesn't DM with the guy, doesn't say anything about this. All good. I knew you weren't going to keep your word. And, Liefeld has this kind of just like rude way of treating people. Like, again, just like at the beginning of the video, I talked about how, these comic artists get treated like rock stars at these cons. And, he charges like $30, $40 an autograph for like gets people in a line, maybe even more than that at this point. I don't know. And it's just like, it's just silly. And he treats himself like he's like some god celebrity over everybody else. And this is really sad, just the way the comic industry reacts again. And I think it does stem from the way that people go to these cons and they just are stuck at art boards otherwise. This is beautiful art. Eric actually might, honestly, this is better art than I've seen from Rob Liefeld, like, ever, maybe. Really crazy stuff. And so somebody asked about this. Why did you lie about the contest participants and winner? And he says, on a Youngblood comic, not number one, as the participant is insisting. No lies. So that's basically publicly throwing shade at Eric. But Eric said, will it be on any cover? And he said, nope. So he totally just like publicly tried to lambaste and actually throw shade, making Eric look bad for winning a contest, drawing fan art of his characters. And actually, I mean, obviously this took hours and hours and hours to do for fan art of Youngblood. So it's basically, it's attacking a fan. It's attacking somebody aspiring in the industry and making it sound like he's crazy to gaslight him. This is really sick. It's really atrocious behavior, and Eric deserves an apology. I mean, this is just like a clear-cut case. I'm not going to go Rob Liefeld's a horrible human being or anything like that. I'm not going to go over the top on this stuff. This instance is very, very bad. And this sort of thing should not happen. And this is not a way that an elder statesman in the industry should treat a person coming up in the industry at all, period. Especially a fan of Youngblood who's drawing his characters as a fan. Have some respect. And that's the problem, again. They don't respect their fans in the industry. And so he actually goes further, goes into his Facebook group, goes, the best advice I could give is to not be a hothead with professionals. You want to talk about not being you're being the hothead here. And Rob's been a hothead in the past. Like, I've been a fan of Rob Liefeld, and I found it been very friendly with him over the years. And he's really into basketball. And so he was making fun of, this is my story with Rob Liefeld that's beyond ridiculous. He was posting about like the Los Angeles Clippers, about not liking them or something like that. And I know he's a big Los Angeles Lakers fan. Well, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan. I'm from San Francisco. And so, I've covered his stuff positively. I've even covered these Youngblood relaunches positively and stuff like that, given the guy press when, he's gotten mainstream press now. But my Phantom Pulse is no joke here either. We've got a 5,000 person mailing list, about 300,000 people viewing per month. And so it's a deal. And so like this is I'm bigger than Comics Beat or AIPT at this point as a comic book influencer. And it's like so I go on and I post that, you know, the meme of the black and white arms. It's from what is it, that Predator, right? Or whatnot. Like the arms clasping, and then you go this thing coming together, right? So I posted that with Lakers fans, Warriors fans making fun of the shitty Clippers or something like that, and he went and again quote tweet lambasted me over that, calling me delusional, etc. And I'm like, what? And blocked me over a basketball joke. I mean, that's how like you want to talk about hothead. That's how off the rails this guy goes. And I just laughed it off. I thought it was pretty funny. But oh my gosh, this is just a pattern of behavior of just treating people poorly. And it's just kind of sad. It's like, again, you know, he's better than this, right? And that's what I say a lot of the time about a lot of these pros out there, right? So he says, there was no attempt to contact me on any of my social media. I am fairly reachable. Wait, this is about Eric, not me. Nope. It's good to know. He literally contacted him. The only way he could, because I've attempted, you can't really DM Rob Liefeld on Facebook. He doesn't reply. I've tried to get, before the block incident, tried to get interviews and the like for his new projects, does not reply. Has a like kind of gatekeeped website to where it's very difficult to reach him. So he's very difficult to reach, actually. You can in public reach him, just like Eric did. So that's exactly what he did. This is a complete lie again. So he's lying about it while lambasting him. I mean, it's just so weird of behavior right here. And surprisingly and amazingly reachable. Look at the little simping things. Excuse me, pretty sure I reached out on this page. So he just pointed out, this is fake. You're lying. And again, that's that there. So what happens at this point? Rob blocked me, so I can't even reply. Did he not say it won't be on any cover? I'm happy with it being on any. I simply asked a question. What the heck? And that's what Rob said. He said he wouldn't be on any cover. He said nope. And then Eric said I'd be happy with it being in it. I just asked a question. There was no hothead thing. You can see there's no hothead thing there. Pretty crazy, this response here. Latest development, Rob's dropping his words of wisdom on his Facebook page for me. First, he deleted our initial conversation, so he deleted that to act like it wasn't there. He didn't kick me out of the group then. I responded last night. Came this morning, I was booted from the group. So now he's blocked on X, booted from the Facebook group, and then he calls him hot-headed and says he never attempted to contact him. Why would you act like this again? Crazy. And so he's talking to everyone but me, changing the narrative. Rob's going to rob. I'll continue to be me. It's not even about the cover for me anymore. Just because you're Lord Liefeld doesn't mean you can treat people like trash. And that's exactly what's going on here. So I'm sad to even report this. But this is, again, just like, this is what happens with the comic book industry. They all end up like this for some reason. I don't know why. When they're Marvel and DC people, and you know, the real difference comes from indies. Indies act a little different. If you came up in the world of indies, you tend to have a little less of this entitled sort of deal, from what I can tell. Like, because I've seen, again, Graham Nolan treating people terribly, Ethan Van Sciver treating people terribly. People who have been like, I'm consumer first, right? And it's just the same thing over and over and over again with these guys. But you go to the indies, you go to like Billy Tucci or Jimmy Palmiotti. You know, I don't agree with Jimmy Palmiotti on politics and stuff like that, but the guy's been nice. Or Terry Moore. Terry Moore's another guy who, like, I don't agree with him on anything. I like his drawings and his art, and he's just super nice. He's been on the channel. You know, both those guys have been on the channel interviewing here, and it's just because the difference, from what I can tell, is they had to sell their books themselves as independents and actually build independent stuff, versus these guys came out of being rock stars from Marvel and DC, and they want to be treated like rock stars at all times, and then just kind of step on everybody else. That's the comic industry, and that's what we warn about on this channel. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to get on my comic book Substack. Like I said, I want to change the comic culture. If this resonates with you, if you want to check out some good storytelling and make things about story first, this is the place to go, and I'm hoping I can get you guys on here. Like I said, we need to build this up like webcomics does. Like I said, those guys get thousands of people just on their Patreons and the like when they're making webcomics, who just help them continue to like do this. And that's the healthy way going forward, so that we can make it about story first and I appreciate you being here. This is in the description below. Sign up for the Substack. Even if you do a non-paid subscription, I appreciate you being there and reading. Thank you for being here. We got a great comics community in the Discord, too. And what do you think about this, guys? Let me know.